Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for joining the second annual Ambassadors Luncheon. My name is Yvonne Betancourt, and I am a class of 2014 Genesys Works alumna. I am here with you live from my living room, and I am so excited and proud to be here as a Genesys Works ambassador today. First, I wanted to acknowledge that things do look a bit different this year, and maybe that's a lot different. We're gathered here virtually today for the Ambassadors Luncheon, and that's lunch-IN, rather than at the River Oaks Country Club, shaking hands and sharing a table, eating less than 6 feet apart, as we were last year. But we did not want to pass up the opportunity to come together today to learn about Genesys Works, spotlight the incredible young professionals, and honor some of the individuals and companies who make our mission possible. The show must go on because our work must go on. And the cool thing about this virtual format is that we could have a lot more of you join us. I know many of you on the call already know about Genesys Works, but for our new friends, let me share a little bit more about the organization. Genesys Works is a nonprofit that connects high school students from underserved communities with professional opportunities. Genesys Works trains students with in-demand skills, places them in year-long paid internships during their senior year of high school, and then provides college and career coaching. And I know the mission to be true firsthand. I first joined the Genesys Works program because I heard I could be getting paid to work in a Fortune 500 company at the age of 16. However, Genesys Works has given me much more than that over the years. Since my internship, Genesys Works has helped me receive more than a full ride to University of Houston in scholarships, in which I graduated summa cum laude with a double major. They have helped me study abroad twice. They have helped me be employed through all of my undergraduate studies, and ultimately helped me land my dream career as a nonprofit consultant. I truly credit this organization as the Kickstarter to breaking through the educational and economical challenges I experienced as a first-generation Mexican American. Today, you'll hear from other great students like me who have been given the opportunity to experience the professional world in a welcoming and supportive environment, and those who are stepping up as supervisors and mentors to meet motivation with opportunity. And just because this is a virtual gathering, that doesn't mean we can't engage with one another. I encourage you all to use the chat box and share your comments. We want to hear from you and really make today as interactive as possible. As a Genesys Works ambassador, I've been very well trained on how to receive feedback, so feel free to let me know how I'm doing. Also, let's not forget one important goal of this luncheon is to raise funds for Genesys Works. If you feel inspired by what you see today and want to help ensure that Genesys Works keeps fulfilling its mission long after the pandemic and social distancing have passed, there are multiple ways to give. You can text GW Ambassador to 41444, or you can also follow the link that has been posted into the chat. Be sure to stick around for the live Q&A at the end. We'll also be announcing the two winners of our door prize drawing. From August 14th through September 11th, anyone who donated at least $50 was entered to win a diamond level case of wines, 12 bottles, specially curated by certified restaurateur and sommelier Jerry Lasco, owner of the Black Door Wine Club. Thank you so much, Jerry, for donating such wonderful door prizes today. With that, I'm going to hand it over to Catherine Taylor, Executive Director of Genesys Works Houston. Thank you all again so much for being here today, and enjoy our Ambassadors Luncheon.
Thank you, Yvonne, for the wonderful introduction. And let me be the first one to give you feedback. You are doing an outstanding job. My name is Catherine Taylor. I'm the Executive Director of Genesys Works Houston, and I'm so thankful for the community and for all of you for being here with us today. And as Yvonne said, this year has looked very different. 2020 as a whole looks much different than any of us could have planned. Not only have we had to pivot to a virtual luncheon, many of our internships went virtual earlier this year. And while that change was certainly stressful at times, I am so proud of our team for finding innovative ways to ensure that our students still get the high touch, high impact program that we've always offered. I'm also grateful for our partners who have stuck alongside us and prioritized our students through all of this uncertainty. Most of all, I'm inspired and I'm humbled by our young professionals who have shown resiliency and a true commitment to their futures. They've adapted quickly to a virtual setting and are doing valuable work for the teams and the companies that depend on them. In fact, we had students deemed as essential workers at the start of the pandemic. Students like Harris Adams, an intern at Walter P. Moore, helped the company deploy a work from home process at the beginning of COVID-19. And our summer skills training for the class of 2021 looked different as well. Our team adapted our professional and technical skills curriculum to suit a virtual format and included new skills to help prepare our students to learn and work in a virtual environment. But COVID won't be remembered as the only crisis of 2020. This year, we've all been exposed to the difficult truth that we have not done enough to fight against racial injustice and for justice, equity, and the opportunity in our communities and workplaces. Even as an organization dedicated to connecting young people of color to professional opportunities, this moment has shown us that we haven't done enough. We've all received messages from our employers and maybe even made personal pledges, but now is the time to put action behind our words. Employers hold the keys to job and economic opportunity. You can leverage that power to become leaders in this ongoing work to create racial justice. Ensuring equitable access to jobs and career advancement is an urgent need, and Genesys Works can help you lead that change. My hope is that today you will walk away with an understanding of who we are and the role you can play by partnering with Genesys Works, because incredible things can happen when motivation meets opportunity. And you don't have to take it from me. Let's meet some of our student ambassadors and our supervisors.
My name is Caleb Martinez. I am a part of the Genesys Works class of 2020, and I was an intern at AIG Retirement Services. During my internship experience, I learned a lifelong lesson, and in turn, I had my very own breakthrough moment. As a high school senior, I understood there would be a gap in knowledge and experience. However, my supervisor, Jeff, and coworkers immediately erased that thought and allowed me to see that there is no shame in learning, that I should embrace the things that I don't know and boldly ask questions. This empowerment will serve me well within my near future at the university and beyond, and for that, I am truly grateful.
I have a tremendous amount of admiration for our interns. I think about often how difficult it must be to come into a professional environment as a high school senior. It's difficult for any adult or professional moving across the business landscape from job to job, organization to organization, business unit to business unit. I can't imagine how it is and what a culture shock it is to come through those doors and try to understand and acclimate to all those different generations, all those personality types, and still do it with a smile on your face and a willingness to learn. And the reality is that they do it. Every single intern that we've had, at least the ones that I've had for the past 5 years, have always done that. They've always seemed to shine, and the intern that comes through the door is never the same intern that leaves. And it's always a sense of pride I get to see their professional growth and their personal growth. And for that, I have a tremendous amount of admiration for.
Hi, my name is Kaylee Hampton, and in 2019, I interned at Memorial Hermann Hospital. So my biggest breakthrough moment would have to be realizing that it's okay, it's perfectly normal to ask a lot of questions. And I know that seems weird or like you can ask a question, but for some reason, I had the idea that I would seem unqualified or unprofessional if I asked a lot of questions. And just understand that is completely incorrect. First of all, it's an internship, so you're supposed to be asking questions, okay? Because that helps you learn, okay? So once I realized that, my experience at my internship really became way more meaningful because I was learning way more. And so I'm really glad that I had that breakthrough moment early on in my internship because it helped a lot. So,
hi, my name is Elena Paris, and I'm the CIO of ChampionX, formerly Ecolab Upstream Energy. We've hosted Genesys Works interns for over 12 years. They bring amazing value to our organization. They serve in a variety of roles, delivering technology support and services. I admire them for their motivation, for their ability to learn, and for the skills that they bring to our company. They also offer opportunities to our own employees to serve as mentors and leaders. Overall, Genesys Works makes a huge, profound, long-term impact on our communities and on the lives of our students. Thank you for all the work, Genesys Works interns. You're fun, and we love you.
Genesys Works guided me through the obstacles of college, as I'm the first person in my family to go to college, and there's a lot of uncertainty that I had. How much is it going to cost? What do I need to be successful? What is it like? And Genesys was able to fill those gaps that my family wasn't able to do. My PC at the time really nudged me about applying to multiple universities and applying to different scholarships, essentially throwing things at the wall and seeing what stuck. And at the end, whenever it was time for me to transition, I had multiple options, and I just won a national scholarship that helped me financially go through college. And she nudged me about going to HCC Honors, and I went through the program, successfully completed it, and transferred to the University of Houston. And I'm extremely grateful for it, because there's so many things that I wouldn't be able to do. In terms of the internship that I had, I was able to talk and network there and see all the talent that was coming out from the University of Houston, or just Houston in general. And it made me want to stay in Houston and to continue to network and get more internships.
Wow, that was great. It kind of makes me miss being a Genesys Works intern. All right, everyone. Next, we have our 2020 Ambassador Luncheon co-chairs, Elizabeth Nash and Carolyn Burke. As women executives, they understand the value of diverse perspectives in the workplace and believe in helping to open up doors of opportunity for others. Let's hear from them now.
Hi, everyone. My name is Elizabeth Nash. I'm the Senior Vice President of Operations Services with Service Corporation International. I'm so happy to be here with you all virtually today as co-chair of the Ambassadors Luncheon. This is my second year serving as a leader for this event because I truly believe in Genesys Works' mission. SCI has been a Genesys Works corporate partner for 13 years, and in that time, we've had the privilege of hosting 126 interns at our company. Our staff at SCI who have been involved over those years see many benefits from the Genesys Works program. The students contribute to our business success. Our team gets to participate in developing the next generation of leaders. And as a company, we're giving back to the community. The SCI team finds great satisfaction and joy in being part of something that is changing the lives of these young people. I'm so proud of our partnership with Genesys Works, and I am passionate about introducing others to this wonderful program.
Hello, everyone. My name is Carolyn Burke, and I am the Chief Financial Officer with Chevron Phillips Chemical Company. I'm co-chairing this event with Elizabeth, and I am so honored to be with you all today. I was first introduced to Genesys Works when I worked at Dynegy, where we sponsored interns for 6 years. I saw firsthand the impact these talented young people had on our business and our corporate culture. Students grew from eager, shy, and uncertain interns to confident, forward-looking, and contributing team members. They made my staff better. They were better mentors, they were stronger managers, and they were more optimistic leaders. I'm so proud of our team at Dynegy and the work they accomplished with these incredible students, which is why I remain involved with Genesys Works today. On a personal level, I am deeply inspired by these students. They are focused, disciplined, and committed, and ready to work hard for that next opportunity. I don't recall ever being that positive and that focused at their age, that's for sure. I cannot think of a more impactful way to make a difference by helping to harness these students' ambitions, talents, and energy, and help them leave their mark on this world as future students, as future managers, and certainly as future leaders. INCP Chem will be indirectly making a better and more open world. I am thrilled to be here today with Elizabeth and with all of you to shine a spotlight on the importance of professional opportunities and mentorship for all young people. We have all been helped in some way to get to where we are today, and we have a responsibility to help open doors of opportunity, especially for those who have been historically shut out.
I couldn't agree more, Carolyn. Before we hear from more students and supervisors, I'd like to take a moment to recognize all our Ambassadors Luncheon sponsors. We have been so touched by the amount of support we've received and by the generosity of this community, and we want to say a heartfelt thank you. First up, I would like to recognize our visionary sponsors, AIG and Service Corporation International.
And our champion sponsors, Assurance Solutions, the Halliburton Charitable Foundation, PJT Partners, and Pure Point Financial.
Our leader sponsors, Brightview Landscape Services, my fantastic co-chair, Carolyn Burke, EPAM, EY, Goldman Sachs, HEB,
and my lovely co-chair, Elizabeth Nash. And to our friend level sponsors whose names appear on your screen, thank you so much. We truly appreciate all our sponsors and all our supporters and champions who make our mission possible. You are a big part of what makes Genesys Works work. Next up, we're going to hear from AIG, one of our visionary sponsors for this event and a longtime partner of the Genesys Works program.
Before that, I'd like to quickly remind everyone it's not just corporate sponsors who can donate to Genesys Works. Each and every one of you has a chance to support this amazing program. As you hear from our student ambassadors today, I hope you will consider making a personal gift to support our young professionals as they strive to achieve their professional dreams. Whether it's $50, $100, $500 or more, every dollar makes an impact. We will share more about that impact later in the program, but in the meantime, you can visit the link in the chat bar or text GW Ambassador to 41444. Thank you.
Thank you, Elizabeth and Carolyn. We are so grateful for your leadership and the support of all of our sponsors who make our mission possible. We will now hear from one of those sponsors who is also a longtime Genesys Works partner. Over the last 9 years, AIG Life and Retirement has hosted more than 114 Genesys Works interns. That's 114 Genesys Works interns over the last 9 years. Can we get a thumbs up or clapping emojis for them in the chat? They've provided these interns valuable real-world experience and a career launching point. Let's hear from AIG now.
I got introduced to Genesys Works about this time last year, and it was immediately clear to me that Genesys Works is just doing such great work in the community, and it's just a great approach and a great program that the organization has stood up, and it was very much aligned with AIG's longstanding mission to really work with individuals and families to empower them to live a healthier and financially secure life. So I'd highly encourage you and every company in the community to engage with Genesys Works. It's a fantastic program, and we're certainly going to do it again this year. So thank you.
Thank you, AIG. That was amazing. Hello, everyone. My name is Adrian Isaguirre, and I'm coming live to you from my quarantined office. I'm a class of 2012 Genesys Works alum, and I'm beyond thrilled to be here as an ambassador for this extraordinary program. My junior year of high school, I was looking for something to help me stand out as a student. I learned about Genesys Works, and I was instantly hooked because I wanted to gain skills that I knew I didn't have and to explore an environment that I knew very little about, corporate America. I dedicated my entire summer leading into my senior year as a sponge that wanted to soak up all the skills of accounting that I could and enhance my ability to keep up with a unique group of people that I'd never worked outside of the classroom, adults. I was motivated, not just to get a job with Genesys Works, but for a true experience that would change my perspective as a high school student preparing to venture out into the world. As many young Genesys Works professionals would often say, I survived my summer training and I earned an internship at Service Corporation International in the federal and state tax department. Now, many people were a little surprised and made jokes when I shared that I would be an intern at the nation's largest funeral home and cemetery corporation. But that didn't detract from how thrilled I was at this new opportunity. It was an opportunity to get an inside look into how different people and departments come together to make a business run. On my first day, I remember feeling nervous, anxious, and excited all at once. When I think back now, I can honestly say that my time at SCI helped mold me into the professional that I am today. I spent my time in the federal and state tax department, and it was under the direction of the lovely Myrtle Jones, and I worked closely with Mr. Tony Tran, two names that are very well known within the Genesys Works Houston community. It was employed a fundamental piece that I learned in becoming a professional at the age of 17. The unconditional support and mentorship that I received at SCI made me even more driven to reach my goals. My Genesys Works program coordinator helped me with my college application process, including building the very resume that I used to apply to the University of North Texas. My alma mater provided me the opportunity to attend as an Emerald Eagle Scholar with a 4-year tuition and fees paid scholarship, in addition with another 4-year scholarship that I received from the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo, and a handful more that led to a smooth path that became my collegiate career. Shortly after graduating from UNT, I officially began my adult career with K for Kids, the after-school division of the Harris County Department of Education, as a program coordinator for the City Connections program. To others, it may seem like a regular job, but for me, it was anything but. At the young age of 22, fresh off earning my bachelor's degree, I was being tasked with not only managing and assisting the distribution of over $500,000 in taxpayer dollars for after-school programming, but also working with city council members on my own to do so. For the past 3 years, entering my 4th year, we've been able to manage and assist with awarding over $600,000 and serve over 5,000 youth across the city of Houston each year, including this year, throughout a pandemic. I initially thought, why me? And I do believe that my Genesys Works training and my internship with SCI were two big standouts on my resume that brought assurance to hire one of the youngest staff members that I still am to this day. Genesys Works is not only providing internships to high school students, they're preparing the future employees that can bring vital success to any organization. My story is just one of many that Genesys Works has helped to become a reality. And if we all continue to work together, I have no doubt amazing things will continue to happen. I thank you for your time, and that's enough for me. Let's hear more from the students and supervisors of this program.
My name is Charles Alvarez, and I'm the AVP of Talent Management for Service Corporation International. And mentor programs like Genesys Works are very important. As the talent guy for the organization, I am very interested in the development of tomorrow's workforce and our future leaders. But for me personally, this program is so much more. It's a way for me to reach out into the community and open doors and create opportunities for some young people that might not otherwise get them. And there are diamonds in the rough all over that just need a chance. And this program provides it.
My experience with Genesys Works has been incredible. At a young age, I was put in a place and offered the resources that helped me find my weaknesses, network with professionals, and define my career goals. When I was in high school, Genesys Works helped me prepare for college by offering us workshops that helped us with things like college applications, college transition, financial aid, and many more. As a business major, I feel very, very fortunate to have done 2 internships in 2 different companies at 2 different departments that are related to my major, which are accounting and tax. That helped me beef up my resume, and it has significantly increased my knowledge in the financial side of business.
Hi everyone, I am Babita Patel. I'm the Digital Product Manager here at Cadence Bank. and we're partnered with Genesys Works. We are fortunate to have Angie Chicas and Jonathan Lopez as interning with our treasury management product team. They've provided tremendous value with their contributions as we continue working and expanding on our digital banking platform for our commercial clients, to drive growth, having a better customer experience, as well as innovation. So what do I admire, about our interns is their desire to learn and being proactive while they're working with our various team members. And how they've impacted us is by bringing a creative perspective. So as Cadence Bank, we value programs as Genesys Works internship program, and we want to provide the building blocks, for your growth, in your career path to be successful and to create future leaders. With that said, we want to wish all of you as interns a successful journey. And thank you, Genesys Works, for having us here today. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Angie Chicas, and I'm a Genesys Works alumni class of 2016, currently interning at Cadence Bank. One of the most impactful moments of my internship has been playing a key role in my department. Over the past few months, I have been able to work with multiple departments, including marketing and training, by collaborating with the creation of collateral material and videos.
Why are mentorship programs like Genesys Works important? My name is Jessica Rio with Hines Commercial Real Estate, and I'm fortunate enough to have visited San Antonio recently. I'm standing here in front of my old high school, reliving, rethinking about my senior year and all the fun I had. And then at the same time, I keep thinking about where I am today and how I got here and the influences I had. And I think about those teachers and those mentors that really guided me and influenced me in trying to make my decisions. And I'm so grateful for those mentors and those teachers back then. And again, that's the kind of program that Genesys Works has put together and what they're trying to do with the next generation of leaders. So again, I can't say enough about the importance of mentorship and what it means to these students and what it's meant to me in my career and in my life. I've enjoyed the partnership over 10 years as a client and now as a board member. And thank you for everything you're doing, Genesys Works. And time to put on the accessory of 2020. Rock on!
My name is Eloisa Cortinas, and I am a Genesys Works alum class of 2017. I completed my high school internship with Williams Natural Gas Companies, though since then, Genesys Works has also allowed me the opportunity to intern with SCI and AIG. Presently, I'm a rising senior at the University of Texas at Austin, majoring in supply chain management and minoring in management information systems. As a first-generation college student, I can honestly say that Genesys Works and the experience I had from my internship played a vital role in getting me to where I am today. For starters, before my high school internship, I didn't even know what the basic definition of a supply chain was, much less what a job in this field would look like. From help with college applications, FAFSA, and scholarship applications, to connecting me with great mentors that are still involved in my life today. Genesys Works has been one of my biggest support systems that has allowed me to reach the goals that they helped me set.
Thank you to Adrian and all of our student ambassadors and supervisors for sharing your experience with us today. One of the things that makes Genesys Works unique is that we provide paid internships. When they're unpaid, those who cannot afford to work for weeks at a time are shut out of opportunities and companies miss out on incredible talent. Genesys Works is a highly self-sustaining program. In a typical year, our earned income generated through our partners who host interns covers about 75% of our program costs, but this year is anything but typical. Due to the pandemic, we have fewer internships to offer than we have students who deserve one. That means we have to rely more on fundraising than in past years to ensure that we can continue to sustain the top quality programming our students deserve.
Without my internship and the college and career support I received from Genesys Works, I really don't think I would be where I am today. And that's why I'm asking you to give in honor of the very unique class of 2021. so that they too can receive the same support that Adrian and I did. In this time of great uncertainty, I think it's more important than ever to ensure Genesys Works interns get personalized support to ensure the success of their internships and on into college and career. For example, did you know that one of the biggest barriers to career success is the lack of soft skills? For a young person just getting started in the professional world in their senior year of high school, learning how to dress professionally, writing a compelling resume, and presenting themselves effectively can be the difference between starting the career of their dreams or getting overlooked. In Genesys Works' 14th month program, each student receives more than 80 hours in employability skills training that prepares them to make a great first impression and to be an effective teammate. A donation of $3,000 can cover the entire cost of our professional skills training for one student.
So maybe some of you in the audience today have children who are getting ready to apply to college. And if you do, you know that hiring a private college consultant to assist with research, applications, and financial aid can cost up to $10,000. And in large public schools, there are not nearly enough counselors to meet the individual needs of students when it comes to college and career planning. In fact, some of our students have shared that they've never met their counselor. The college application process can be scary for anyone. And for more than 80% of our students who will be first to attend college, navigating this unfamiliar process can be even more daunting. So a donation of $1,000 to Genesys Works can provide one student with 20 hours of in-depth college access activities, financial aid, and scholarship support. I think that's a pretty good bargain.
I agree, Catherine, that is a great bargain. And this year, not only do students have to attend high school online, most of them have to work remotely in their Genesys Works internships too. For many of us, the transition to working and learning from home has been uncomfortable at times, but we've adapted. But for those who don't have access to the right technology, this can be a significant barrier to success. And we want to ensure that every Genesys Works young professional has access to all the right tools. That's why this year, Genesys Works has started a technology bank. A donation of $500 can supply an intern with a laptop that will enable them to log on and access our training and coaching and to work as effectively as possible in their remote internships.
So these are just a few of the ways that your gift to Genesys Works can eliminate barriers to success and open doors of opportunity to our young professionals. In your electronic program, there are a variety of other giving levels you can consider. And whether it's $30 or $3,000, 100% of every gift goes directly to support our program.
We've seen and heard a lot today about what happens at the intersection of motivation and opportunity. But we can't do that alone. As a Genesys Works alumna and ambassador, I'd like to issue a call to action. And that is, stay involved, be part of the solution, share our mission and impact with others. Contact us about hosting Genesys Works interns at your company. Give a personalized gift to support our mission today by texting GW Ambassador to 41444. Every dollar you give today goes towards putting more young people on the path to career success. Thank you all. Now I'd like to hand it back over to Catherine for our Ambassador's Q&A session. Take it away, Catherine.
Thank you so much, Siobhan. I want to say again, you have done a fantastic job today. So we'd like to close out with a Q&A. So I'll take a few questions and maybe Yvonne and Adrian can help me answer. So I'd like you to find the Q&A at the bottom of your screen. And please, if you have a question, open that chat and send it directly to me, Catherine Taylor. We want to be mindful of time, so I'll just take a few, and after that, I'll announce winners of our door prize drawing. Don't worry, I have not forgotten about that. So here we go. All right, so we have our first question. And Yvonne, I would love to pass this to you. The question is, what has made the biggest difference in the transition to all the remote training?
Thanks, Catherine. And I can touch a little bit about what my experience has been, but feel free to take on some of the more recent changes to the remote training that Genesys Works has taken on. And in my experience, I would say that the program coordinator, and that's the person directly responsible for the interactions with the students, have made the most impact with training and college applications. That's really the sole mentor that students look towards guidance. And to this day, I have an extremely close mentorship relationship with my program coordinator, and she has been absolutely vital in my growth and career over the past couple of years.
Yeah, I would agree. Our program coordinators do amazing work. Many of them I can see on the chat today, shouting out their past interns and really having invested in dedicated staff who know how the training works. They were able to adapt quickly and ultimately use new technology. So the technology piece was the biggest difference, but really the people that made it work, our program team. So we have another question here, and I'm going to pass this to Adrian. So Adrian, what advice do you have for Genesys Works interns who are just starting out in their internships?
Well, one piece of advice I would give to interns who are just starting out is to continue to invest in themselves. They've already invested their summer into learning this new skill that they're going to use in their internship, but it doesn't end there. The internship is where you will be investing the most part of yourself. And so I would advise them to continue to do that, because it'll be a good 10 months where they can continue to invest and grow and take these skills that they are learning and this experience that they are partaking in that will help them venture out into the world and continue on for even greater success.
Wonderful, thank you. And this next question is probably one of my favorite questions we get, so I'm hoping that both of you can answer it. Can you share a breakthrough moment that you experienced during your internship? And I'll have Yvonne ask you to go first.
Sure. So my internship actually ended up spanning more than just a year. The company ended up hiring me part-time while I went to the University of Houston for a couple more years after senior year of high school. But I think my breakthrough moment came towards the second half of the internship, and that's when we took on a new project. And for context, I worked in engineering, and the supervisor asked me to take on the training and development for the rest of my team. And so these were full-time employees who had much more experience in drafting and engineering than I did. But I was asked to take on the new project and lead and train the rest of the department, which to me, as a 17-year-old, having that managerial role was extremely important and really helped me learn about the power I can have over a team and the influence that the internship has had over the course of my career.
Great, and Adrian, so a breakthrough moment that you experienced during your internship.
I think one breakthrough moment that I experienced was as I was working in the federal and state tax department with SEI, was a project that we began with parcel mapping and figuring out taxes for these parcels that were owned by SEI. And I remember having to make a call to a Canadian funeral home and cemetery. And it sounds silly, but as a 17-year-old, anytime you were to make an international call and that bill came to your house or to your parents' phone, you'd be getting some consequences involved. But as a 17-year-old, calling to Canada to do work was kind of amazing for me. And figuring out all those parcel maps, it brought a whole new perspective that I wasn't just working here in Houston. I was technically doing work across the world. And for a 17-year-old, that's new, but it's also an amazing feeling to do at the same time.
Great, thanks. And go ahead and keep yourself off mute, because I have one more coming to you, Adrian. Tell us a little bit about your relationship with your Genesys Works supervisor.
My relationship with my Genesys Works supervisor was great. One of the biggest things that I applaud SEI, being that I was one of the first interns that they had in the state and tax department, they always made us feel welcome and like we were a part of the team. And my supervisor was key in doing that. And I always appreciate that because as we've mentioned, for a 17-year-old, it's a whole new experience. And even supervisors have said it can be overwhelming. But when a supervisor makes that feel a little bit more comfortable for a young person, a young professional, it's even greater.
Wonderful, thanks. All right, so this next question, Yvonne, is going to be for you. But before I get there, we have Jesse Creo, who is one of our board members as well. He wants to congratulate both of you for doing a great job. And his question is, even after completing the program and being away for a few years, why do you continue to stay involved in the program?
Thank you for the question, Jesse. And really my knee-jerk reaction to that is, how could I not stay involved with Genesys Works? I mean, this is an organization that really, truly just, I feel, kickstarted my entire life. And at 16 years old in high school, Genesys Works is really the beginning of it all. Every single point in my undergraduate career and professional career can in some form or fashion be tied to Genesys Works, whether it's through their network or through their support or through their knowledge. My life has really been all encompassed by Genesys Works. And I think I not only owe it to the organization, but to myself to continue to be involved and identify any which way opportunity I can to help someone else and to keep the mission going forward, because I am absolutely so passionate about this organization and I can never see myself not being tied to it somehow, despite the internship being over years ago.
Great. Well, thanks for sharing with that. I think the inspiration is to stay involved, right? To our current interns and our future interns, as well as our supporters. Well, wonderful. That was great. Thank you for sharing a little bit more with the audience today. And thank you everyone who submitted questions. There were a few more questions, but we want to be mindful of time. So if yours didn't get answered, a team member will get back to you and make sure they follow up. So, and now I think we're going to move to the winners of our door prizes. So thank you to all who participated in our recent email campaign to raise more money for our mission. Our friends at SIM loaded every donor's name into their randomizing software program. So there was one entry for every $50 donated. And just a short time ago, the 2 lucky names were drawn. So congratulations to our winners, Adam Barth and Roan Luzinski. We'll be following up with you later today to make sure we can coordinate the delivery of your winnings. Thank you again to Jerry Lasco and his team at Lasco Enterprises for donating these wonderful prizes. This brings us to our ambassadors luncheon, or brings our ambassadors luncheon to a close. Thank you so much for joining us virtually and for being adaptable. We appreciate this community so very much. And if you felt inspired by our students and the work that Genesys Works is doing, please consider making a gift by texting GW Ambassador to 41444, and I can see it in the chat if you need to refer back. And you can do that from your phone right now. So every dollar you give goes directly to our mission so we can continue meeting motivation with opportunity. So thank you for joining and have a wonderful day.
you.